Hey y'all. I'm sorry I haven't done one of these readings in a while. I know a lot of you really love them. So this one's really special. This one is what is your sexuality, you the viewer. And I mean, I'm not saying you don't already know, but it's such a deep and expansive energy that you can explore. Even if you think that you know what you like and what you're into, you might just be scratching the surface and likely are, because you can take it even deeper in a healthy way. So that's what we're here to figure out, is how you can take it deeper in a healthy way. So we've got the Tarot of Sexual Magic, pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I've also got some special messages that I made. So we're going to explore the five senses and channel some messages from that, as well as the LGBTQ plus spectrum. And I have a feeling there's going to be some very unique messages for each pile. So try to be as open-minded as possible. Keep in mind these are general readings. And let's do it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pile 1. Let's explore your sexuality a little deeper. Okay. Here, I'll show you the cards. We've got the Three of Swords reversed, the Five of Wands, I think you're coming out of a period of loss, some kind of pain, some kind of emotional loss, and you're wanting something fresh and new. Okay? That's where you're at right now. That's just coming through. Got the Two of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're like watching someone and you're like interested in them. Or maybe you're just now getting to know them, like not necessarily like you're watching someone. You could be though, like on social media or like at your work or school or something, but there's definitely something new you're interested in here because of, like, I see you as, whether you're a man or a woman, like you're this guy approaching this girl, and then you're also the guy watching this couple. So like, you're like interested in something, but you're not quite going after it yet. I think a lot of you are here to like figure out if they are interested in you, like if their sexuality would be yours, like, you know what I mean? I'm hearing yes. So yeah, like a real strong yes. For those of you who've come with that question. Oh, I love these readings. Okay, we've got the Moon. Yeah, because it's like you have a secret crush. A lot of you have a secret crush. Yes, that's definitely coming through. Got the Hangman. Look, another one where the guy is watching this girl. Okay, and then we've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Wanting the start of a new relationship. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. I'm getting a kind of a dreamy escapism kind of vibe, like you or they, like being each other's like vacation. Something like romantic and secluded. I'm getting that with like the Moon. So if that doesn't apply, or if you're like, that does apply, but I also want to know more about my sexuality, we're going to talk about that now. So there's definitely like a dreamy, romantic vibe here. If you have been engaging in surface level encounters, where it's purely physical, that isn't nurturing your heart and soul the way that it should. And I'm actually sensing that with the Three of Swords is 3 swords piercing a heart. Okay? This is reversed. It's like you, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, are wanting to break out of this because you want sexual encounters that feed your heart. Yeah, and it feels kind of elusive to you. Like you keep trying to find this, but you haven't. And I'm also getting a sense of like partner after partner. Like you've been trying with different people. I'm definitely sensing like you're a very creative sexual person. Like you're very creative as well as very sexual. So that's likely why it's been like person after person or relationship after relationship. But you haven't been getting what your heart craves. So, yeah, in terms of your sexuality, whether you're aware of it or not, you are very romantic. The moon, it's all about your feelings. And see the way this, well, I'm going to say it's a lobster. It's usually a crab, but that very much looks like a lobster, right? The way that this lobster is going inside the shell and then see the pearl. Like you have a very soft, pure, old school, romantic type of heart. And you may not, people may not know this about you. It feels like the shell is kind of like your hard exterior. But you do need sexual relationships that nurture your heart as well. Because the Five of Pentacles, it's funny because it normally in the Rider-Waite deck talks about like not abandonment. Oh yeah, abandonment mentality, or like lack mentality, or feeling like the party's indoors and you're outdoors in the cold. But in this deck, it talks about like creating the perfect vibe, like with the flowers and the music, and almost like being out and away from it all, but that being ideal. So, that's what I was talking about with kind of that like escapist, dreamy, romantic. But I'm not sensing in an unhealthy way. Like you need sex that feels like a dreamland. Kind of, I'm getting Pisces vibes, whether or not you are a Pisces or have a Pisces placement, like just something very romantic and sensual, like with all the five senses being indulged while connecting in a heart-to-heart experience, okay? So, okay, now we're going to talk about these cards together because I got similar messages from both the Three of Swords reversed and the Four of Pentacles. So, I'm just going to hold it up so it's not like weird on camera. So, she's wearing a corset, okay? Which is a little freaky, right? Or indicative of that in your reading. And then with the Three of Swords reversed, I was actually the first message that was channeled was like, pain is pleasure. Okay? So, like, corsets, pain is pleasure. I think there is an aspect of you that hasn't been explored yet because it's like, approaching it. As soon as your heart is really healed, and I feel like you're in the process of healing your heart in one way or another, it will be safe for you to have a sexual relationship that is romantic in nature, that explores that aspect of your sexuality, and also with an element of like bondage. I'm definitely feeling bondage. You could want to explore more than in the BDSM family, but I'm getting a real bondage. That is something you should explore. When you feel safe with someone, when your heart feels safe with someone, and you're already with the Three of Swords reversed, like you're already coming out of that pain already. Okay? But then also like pain is pleasure, so there's a whole realm of that you could explore. What else? Oh my gosh. Duh. Bondage. Look, see, she's tied up. I'm also getting a message of it would be beneficial for you, like psychologically, to exchange roles of who's in the bondage. Like for you to be in it sometimes and for your partner to be in it sometimes. But again, in a healthy, like romantic partnership where like don't just do this with someone that you're just like having a sexual relationship with. Because yeah, it could, if there's not like a heart-to-heart connection, it could, someone may take it too far without realizing it. I need to tell you that. So yeah, that's a message from this card with the Ace of Pentacles being reversed. The Ace upright of Pentacles is all about like a fresh new possibility in romance, like a fresh new romantic relationship starting. this being reversed, it's like, until you find this, it's good to know, but wait until there's a lot of trust. Yeah, because look, it's like whatever you're in right now, if you're having sex with someone or just dating, or like if you're in a relationship and you're just now realizing you need to get out of it, or you just get out of a relationship, like either way, like see the way that they are, the way she's like turning away the romance. Just keep that in mind, however it applies for your story right now in your life. This is not the person that you should explore it with. And you're healing from whoever this was that wasn't as romantic as you, whoever, or maybe a lot of someone's, Old school romance is rare, so. Oh, that was not right. Yeah, but you feel, like I said, very creative and passionate and sexual with this big fire burning here. I'm being called to read this one. I pretty much already said, like, he is, like, feeling, like, passionate and wants a relationship, so. Here we go. Watching. The magic of the jug with 3 ribbons. Good luck and happiness are not always and only for ourselves, but can be passed on to others, expecting that someone will give them to us in the future. I think that's a message for, like, right now. It's like, this isn't going to happen for you right now in your life. I think you're learning how to have, like, healthy intimacy with just, like, strangers and friends and family, and realizing that the good you put out does come back to you. And I think this is, like, your journey right now in life. And yes, you are creative and sexual, but you can turn that inward. You can, like, have a sexual relationship with yourself that's very loving. So I'm feeling very called to tell you that. Like, it's probably not going to happen right now, this, like, love. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling in the future. And I'm also feeling that if there is someone in particular that you came here about, like, yes, they are definitely attracted to, like, your gender or your sexuality, and possibly even you, but this is a general reading. But for now, it's like you're relearning how to have, like, healthy intimacy with yourself and others. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do the cards that I made for this reading. So we've got the 5 senses. Okay. This one. Oh, that was awesome. I didn't mean to pick 2. All right, it's those 2. Okay, we've got sound and touch. Okay. For your sexuality, because, we're here to explore your sexuality. Sound and touch. So let's start with touch. Sacred touch. I really think that you should focus on sacred touch with yourself right now. Like, you should really focus on, like, your sexual relationship with yourself and being really mindful of how you touch yourself and where you touch yourself and how you like to be touched, but also, like, in a very self-love type of way. Because once you teach and learn, like, from yourself, and you become really comfortable in who you are and what you like, and like, really live in that self-love energy, the type of love that you crave with sex and love in general will just gravitate towards you, or you'll be ready to take that leap, whichever way works, But yeah, I'm definitely feeling, like, sacred touch with yourself right now. Yeah. Oh, and, self-massage. Like, if this feels like a little, like, I don't know, daunting in any way, like, start by just massaging yourself and then see where it goes. It's a nice way to ease yourself into it. Yeah, sacred touch and intimacy for you is very important in general for your sexuality. It's, like, at the forefront of the 5 senses for what you like and what you need and what you want. Sound. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling like make a playlist for when you do this. I think it'll also ease you into it, and also just be really nice. Like, if this sounds, like, comfortable for you and you're not, like, daunted by it at all, like, you're just being called, like, sound really turns you on, and so does sacred touch with self-love behind it. Like, you don't just want the physicality of sex, really, like, at a deep level. You want it to be sacred and loving. So start with self-love, and yeah, like a playlist that really gets you going. Like, I think you're being called to do that. And also, like, let yourself be more vocal. Just whatever feels natural for you, because that is not only going to really turn you on, but like be a really good outlet for you and just make the experience more enjoyable, really, in general. So, also, if you can't think of songs to put on your playlist, like there's tantric frequencies that you can look up on YouTube, specifically like Tantra, Tantra. Okay, and then we're gonna do the LGBTQ plus spectrum for you, just to see if anything comes out. Maybe nothing wants to, but we'll see. Okay. And, I really hope that all my viewers will be open-minded, so that one flipped. Okay. At first I was thinking there wasn't one, but then this flipped. Now, transvestism. This is more about you dressing up as the opposite sex, okay? Because I've got transgenderism in there too. Now, I think this is something that you can play with, that you like, that maybe you've done once or twice in one way or another, but it would be really fun for you. Not only fun, but like invigorating and empowering, either with yourself or with a partner. Like, I think you could even do this playfully, like if you're just having sex with someone right now and you don't want to take it to that like romantic bondage level that we were talking about, pain is pleasure. I think that you could do this like in a more like surface level type of sexual relationship, and it would be fun to, like, if you're a guy dressing up as a girl, and if you're a girl dressing up as a guy, or even just wearing like one or two things that are like masculine, like a tie or women's underwear or whatever, because it's fun. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And if labels freak you out, you don't even have to have a label about it. It's just like the idea of an aspect of your sexuality that would be fun and invigorating and empowering for you. Those are the two words I'm hearing for you: invigorating and empowering. Yeah. And who knows, like, once you start with it, you may want to continue and take it to a deeper level, or you might just want to do it occasionally because it's fun. Like, personally, like, I'm definitely a woman, but I like to wear dude stuff. Like, I buy guys' clothes, and even just talking to you about this, I'm like, oh, it would be fun to do, like, some role play and be a dude in the bedroom. Like, I would definitely try that, and I think maybe you could try that too. And I think you'd be pleasantly surprised by it, even if you just start with yourself doing this, with mirror play. I'm hearing mirror play. Mirror play. Is that coming out right? It's not even Mercury retrograde anymore. I can't even use that as an excuse. There's your reading. Two. All right, two, let's delve deeper into your sexuality. These are for the end. Okay, we've got Ace of Swords reversed. Four of Wands. I think like you're less freaky and more wanting just like emotional security and stability. Like maybe people have tried to be kind of freaky with you in the past. And I'm not hearing like you hate it, but it's just not particularly your thing. Like you're looking for more of like fun and playful energy that's stable and emotionally nurturing. The Four of Wands can be about like just like a stable, happy home. I kind of get the vibe of like wanting to play, but like not particularly like with dominant and submissive roles in, this type of underwear, or with like scissors and knives. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you have tried it, or maybe your partner is like interested in it. I just feel like maybe it's presented itself to you in one way or another, or you were like, am I? I don't think it's really your thing. Sometimes we can compromise and meet our partners in the middle. So if you have a partner who's really into this, you may want to just like meet in the middle in some way. But I think you're definitely more like, I just want to play and feel stable and emotionally taken care of and secure. Like, I'm definitely feeling like more of a traditional kind of vibe coming from you. Yeah, like I said, like it's not that you hate the idea of like dressing up like this and playing with like dominant and submissive roles and bondage and all that, BDSM, but it's just not particularly your thing. Okay, and then we've got justice. Yeah, I'm definitely like I'm hearing Victorian. Like I feel like maybe you are attracted to that era or maybe that fashion. I don't know why that's coming through. You got like a Victorian old school romance kind of vibe. Oh, that's why. You should try dressing up in Victorian clothing with your partner. Oh my God, that would totally get you off. You would love it. Thank you. That was great. Super cool. Sometimes I think wherever the channel information's coming from. Yeah. And then see the scales of balance. You just want like an equal partnership that's like traditional and romantic in nature, but where it's like in a healthy way, where it's like both parties treat each other equally with respect and dignity. Clear communication actually really turns you on. I think you should really focus on that, like whether you do or don't have a partner. Whether it's just like talking while you're doing it or talking about what you like with each other, or just being more vocal, either when masturbating or with a partner. Definitely like communication, that whole realm. Look how big that sword is. Really turns you on. That's like a sexual turn on for you. You're like, I don't want to use the sword to like physically hurt each other or scare each other. You're like, I want to use the sword to like turn on each other's minds. That's what I'm feeling from you. The High Priestess. I'm getting like a Alice down the rabbit hole kind of vibe. Like, you like the idea of mystery and like finding out more information about your partner, like secrets and I don't know, like the magic, like the individual magic of your partner. What makes them tick? That's what turns you on. Because the High Priestess is all about like hidden knowledge. And see, she's playing with her cat. That reinforces like you just like it to be like playful and like mind opening. You definitely feel like an intellectual type in general, and that translates over to your sexuality like very seamlessly. So you feel like it feels like you and your sexuality are very like healthily linked. Yeah. And I'm feeling maybe a small group of you are like, but I have maybe thought about trying this once or twice. Like, I think the message here is like, why don't you just try like a little bit of whatever it is your partner is wanting and just see where it goes? Like I was saying, meeting in the middle, you know? And then also make sure they're willing to meet you in the middle, what you like. Okay, Ace of Wands. You definitely, it's funny. I'm getting a message of like you like it to be like the temperature to be warm. Like you wanna, so you can be like fully naked and not under the covers. Like you want the exploration, the body exploration between you and your partner. Whether like some of you I think are maybe a little shy about this, but this is actually like one of your deeper urges is you want to be completely naked with your partner. Whether it's a guy or a girl, we're going to delve more deep into that too. So I hope you're all open-minded, as I am. But you definitely want like warmth. You want to be like totally naked. You want to explore their body. You want them to explore yours. And you want to learn about each other in that way. So if you're not quite there yet, it'd be great to like start trying to kind of push yourself out of your own comfort zone. And same with your partner. If they're not feeling comfortable about it, they should at least try to push themselves out of their comfort zone if you're willing to do it for them. Yeah. Also, I got another message of like, you kind of like to do it like when you're half awake, like either like right before you go to sleep or right when you wake up, because it creates like kind of that dreamy state. And it's a great way to start the day or fall asleep. So that's definitely, in case you didn't know that, it's something you like. You like that dreaminess. Oops. Okay, Seven of Wands. I'm hearing boundaries. Like you think boundaries are hot. You like when your partner is like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I'm okay with, this is what I'm not okay with. And a very strong message is coming in for you. Like what's important for your sexuality is for you to communicate your boundaries. Like what you're okay with, what you're not okay with, in a healthy way. I also want to read off this card, but it definitely ties into your reading. That was the first word that I was channeling. So yeah, you want to be intimate and close and meet in the middle, you know, in a balanced way with the justice right here. But coming from a place of boundaries. So 7 Wands. Whispering. The magic of the lizard. Doubts and suspicions dissolve in the sunlight. Clarity illuminates feelings and situations. Yeah, communicating for clarity. Communication. That's what you like. And the more you do, the more you'll be able to delve deeper, just like without even trying. So we've got a few more cards here. Ten of Cups reversed. Your sexuality. Ten of Cups reversed. Give me a second here. I'll show you the card. I think for some of you, you have somebody who you're really open and vulnerable with, and you give of yourself. And they're not doing the same in return. And that's just for some of you, okay? But this is really important to you. This is what you need. So it's just kind of like a spirit is just chiming in here like, you deserve better than that, okay? So you may need to figure this out by communicating, or this may not be the right person for you because they're not meeting you in the middle. And it feels like somebody you have a family with, so with the Ten of Cups being reversed. But there's definitely another message here, and it's feeling a bit elusive. Just give me a moment. Oh, you don't want to overgive. You're used to overgiving, whether you're like in a relationship right now or not. This is something that it comes very naturally to you to be nurturing and giving and serve others. And you know, the way she's got all this wonderful fruit, like you're a very abundant person. You're like, look, I'll share it with you. You know, I have some, here you go. But you're used to people who like either just weren't like emotionally open enough to receive what you had to give, or like had their own issues going on mentally, you know, like psychological issues, or they just like weren't as giving as you and took you for granted, either consciously or subconsciously. Like I'm just getting a bunch of different messages, like they weren't capable or they were just like selfish. But with this being reversed, it's like in order to satisfy yourself sexually, like you have to find somebody who's willing to like give as much as you do in a balanced way. Not only like physically, materially, but like also emotionally and especially mentally. Yeah, that's the message for the card. You need to look it up. Knight of Wands. Well, this is definitely like you are into like the like raw physical passion of it too. Like you want like your ideal situation is like a long intellectually stimulating conversation about everything. Not only about each other, but about like your passions. And like, yeah, me too. Oh, really? Oh, that's so cool. You know, like I'm seeing like this back and forth like passion in terms of conversation, and then someone just like grabbing you and taking you. Like, or you doing that. It's definitely but you want it to be fueled by like the conversation and like equal exchange in terms of communication. But you definitely want to get like thrown around, and like you want someone to like grab you, like, you know, like I feel like you don't necessarily want to get like deep into the BDSM, but you definitely like it to be rough and passionate. Yeah. Wow. And you know what's really great is like I didn't even count the cards, and look at how beautifully the first pile was like this too. 8 cards. Okay. Now we're gonna go into the 5 senses. Figure out like which one. Definitely that one. Oh, hello. Taste. Feeding each other. I'm hearing feeding each other. like a nice long conversation over dinner where you're feeding each other and like I'm hearing licking each other's fingers. You know, like you like foreplay in that way. Your foreplay is like long, intense conversation with like great food. And when you're on that level with somebody, like feeding each other and licking each other's fingers, you like that kind of foreplay. It's important for you. Oh, and I'm getting a message of like, for like masturbation and like self pleasure practice, like making yourself a nice meal and like getting really carnal about it and licking your own fingers, like that is kind of how you can have foreplay with yourself to get yourself in the mood. It's really cool. Okay, and then you've also got touch, which really ties into like the licking of the fingers, but touch. I think that while you get to know someone, whether you know them really well or you're just starting to get to know them, and you're having these kinds of conversations that we've been talking about, you like when you touch the other person and they touch you as you're communicating, because that's part of foreplay for you, but like in a subtle way, like a little, you know, touch on the knee, or like they say something cute, like, and you kind of like cup their cheek, like you like that kind of like sweetness, but it's also got like an undertone of passion. Yeah, but then, you know, we were also talking about, yeah, I knew that was, you know, this being completely naked and exploring each other's bodies, almost in the way of like mentally exploring each other, but in a physical way. It's really important for you. And I think this is really the area of like diving deeper. So you can start by doing it with yourself, you know, touching yourself all over, getting to know yourself better, but more in like an exploratory type of way. I'm definitely hearing like explore. Almost like traveling the world on your own body and with another's body. Okay, so now we have the LGBTQ plus spectrum. I hope that you're open-minded, like I said. There may not be one in here for you. There may be. We're going to find out. Okay, so let's just see. Is there one in here? It feels like this one. Interesting. Okay, so I'm feeling for a small group of you. Hold on, I think there's one more. Okay. Transgenderism is for a small group of you. Not all of you, but some of you. So we're going to talk about that. Which makes sense why you want to be able to like mentally communicate with someone, because they need to like understand and accept you. And transvestism. Ooh, okay. All right. You know what I love about this is, for some of you, you are literally like transgender, okay? And I'm feeling a smaller group of you, but like 25% of you. And then like 75% of you would have fun with transvestism. And, you know, this is like about dressing up in the opposite sex clothes. Like just a little bit or a lot. And it could be private or going out in society. And I think the degree will be different for different viewers, but it's definitely most of you. Like for me, I'm definitely a girl, but I love buying dudes clothes sometimes. And I think role playing and being a dude would be super fun. I've never done it before. Like I've tried role play, but I've never tried that. So you know what I mean? Like there's different degrees of how you can explore this. And I actually feeling like this word is triggering some of you, and it really shouldn't, okay? Because we all need to be more open-minded. Sorry, I just need to throw that out there. Don't let the word trigger you. It could be fun. Try to be open-minded to it, okay? But yeah, I think the 25% of you that this applies for, I think it's like a new concept. I'm not feeling like it's like, you know, you're trans, or I think you just have an idea that you're transgender. Like you've always kind of felt like out of place in your body, and you've admired people who are like publicly transgender and seem very like comfortable and confident in it, and you're kind of questioning it, is what I'm feeling. There may be some of you who are like very comfortably transgender or like just new to it, but this feels new, this transgender. And I think that you have had a past of opening up to people about this, just exploring the idea or telling them straight out, and they were just not open to it. And that's That's why it's going to be really important for you now and in the future to like really talk to people first before you allow them to have access to your body, because they should respect this, especially if they get the privilege of having sex with you. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I can't really think of anything else to say. It's cool though. I like it because like this, everyone from this pile has like an element of trans that would be fun to incorporate into their sexuality, but there's different degrees and like ways of exploring it. So I love it. And you know, I don't want to be too abrasive, but if there's any of you that like have a problem with these ideas, like and you just really can't open your mind to it, like it's just impossible for you, if you really find that that's the case, like my channel is not the one for you, because I'm all inclusive. Okay, so just needed to say that. Pile 3. All right, your sexuality. We've got the Knave of Pentacles reversed. You don't like sneaky, you want upfront. Ace of Cups. Yeah, you like closeness and tenderness. You don't like people who go behind your back, like either literally in a physical way, like approach you from behind, or like this, you know, and surprise you. Like this isn't really your thing sexually. And I think it probably stems from people who are dishonest in one way or another, who hurt you. You want to have like intimacy. This is the Ace of Cups, and cups are emotions. And see, they're so close, and their bodies are like in the exact same position, touching each other. Like their whole bodies are touching each other. Even their hearts are like lined up to touch each other. Like you want that. You don't want like someone coming up from behind it and giving you a drink like that, trying to turn you on. You're like, no, that is not. You're like, that is a turn off. Same with sneaky people. Same with people who aren't upfront with you about how they're thinking and feeling. Like, I'm also getting a sense of like, you like this closeness, but you don't want it to like be slow paced. You still like it to be like passionate and fast paced, but not to the point where you're like, I don't know what's happening next. You know? Definitely like control play is not your thing. At least not right now. Okay, we've got the Knave of Wands. Yeah, I get the sense of like, you're like, I don't want any little boys, or I don't want any little girls. I'm over immaturity. I'm hearing that, like, you're like, because this is the Page, and the Page reversed. And the Page is like the like most immature out of the suits. You go from the Page to the Knight to the Queen or the King. Page of Wands. Yeah, and you're like, I don't want someone who's gonna come around and then leave, and then come around and then leave. You're like, I don't want that either. I want stability. I want emotional openness, and I don't want it to be boring. You know, I still want it to be like romantic and passionate. But you're like, I'm over immature sexual encounters. Anyone comes at you with this, it's gonna be a turnoff. Like if I feel like some of you are like at a stage in your life, regardless of your age, where you're like, you're growing up, like you're reaching the next chapter of like your personal maturity, and you want your like intimate relationships to match that. So, you know, pay attention to that, because once you do have sex with somebody, your energies become intertwined. So if you do have sex with someone who's in these energies, it's going to send you backwards, and you don't want that. So, okay, the World. The World is the culmination. It's the end of the major arcana. So this is like the end of a chapter that I was just talking about. With this being reversed, you're getting a real strong message here of don't go backwards. Like there may be someone who's coming into your experience right now who's super charming, but very immature. Like they're either in and out, or they're sneaky, or both. Okay? So don't fall for their charms is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Also, I get the sense of like they can be very romantic. Like they would do something like this for you, like make a bath with flowers around it and kiss your feet, but don't fall for that either, okay? Because it's fleeting. Don't go backwards. Allow the chapter to close so you can really like fulfill yourself sexually with like a romantic, intimate relationship. That's still exciting, okay? That's emotionally mature. Emotional maturity is like your sexuality right now, and you're moving out of this old chapter of your life into this. No bullshit. Like, that's where you're at. That's your sexuality. You want realness. Yeah, Queen of Wands, still passionate. That's what I was getting. Like, you definitely, like you like the idea. Oh, I'm getting burlesque. I think you should explore the idea of burlesque. Like, watch some movies or some documentaries. Maybe buy yourself some clothes, like whether you're a man or a woman, and explore the art of the tease. They have some really great books too. You should definitely explore burlesque, whether like in the actual bedroom or like just studying it through books and movies, or even Google. I'm definitely getting that from this. Like I see you as the Queen of Wands, and she's doing the art of the tease right now. Like the way she's teasing her body and taking off her shoes, and look at her partner is just entranced. So I think this would be a fun hobby for you, and then it would also really spice up your sex life. Especially like if some of you are already in a romantic relationship that's feeling a little stale. I think there's a small group of you where that applies. Burlesque is going to spice that up quick. So, yeah. Yeah, because I'm getting that. Now I see. Some of you are married, where you're like, okay, yeah, duh, I'm over this part of my life. I'm married. General readings, guys, okay? You got to keep that in mind. But yeah, you're married or you've been with someone, like if you're in California, it's like if you've lived with them for 7 years or more, it's technically a marriage, like that type of situation. And you just want to spice it up a little. Burlesque is your answer, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to spice up your own life as well. Just learning about it. I'd recommend Dita Von Teese. I'd recommend the movie Burlesque with Christina Aguilera in it. Dita Von Teese has a specific book that looks really legit. I've thumbed through it. I think it's actually called The Art of the Tease. Those would be my two main go-tos. But there's like a lot. So go to your local library, like etc. And maybe some of you have already kind of delved into this or are in it in burlesque. And yeah, it's just really important to you. Don't let it go. It's like a really big aspect of your sexuality that's like powerful with the Queen of Wands. Wands are like passionate and powerful and creative. It's a really great outlet for your for your creativity and sexuality, okay? And for those of you like who were thinking about it, like it actually would be a great way to make some money. If your partner or partners are comfortable with you doing that. Yeah, okay. Six of Wands reversed. Oh, I think that there's, for those of you where you're already like familiar with burlesque, or you've kind of tried it a little, I'm getting a sense of like a lack of confidence here, but there's no need to have that lack because this is like a really intrinsic part of you. And to explore the art of burlesque and also have this romantic, mature personality, it's like a great combination. Yeah, especially because the art of burlesque is about the tease. It's not about like giving it all away or showing too much. Walking that fine line. So you just do it naturally. I think this card is here to just show you the Six of Wands upright is like public recognition for a job well done. Like you're not giving yourself enough credit for how good you are at it. The art of the tease. Whether this is like a profession or something you like to do just for fun or just in the bedroom or something you haven't even like started to explore yet, you would naturally be good at it. And like look again, like this guy is just loving it. Whether, you're straight or gay or bisexual or whatever, or whoever your partner is, like your partner is the guy and they love it. Okay. You're super good at it. You're just naturally gifted at the art of the tease. Okay. And then we've got the Seven of Cups reversed. wow. I think actually now there's a small group of you who are wondering if your partner is cheating because, you know, things have gotten a little stale between the two of you. And no, because the Seven of Cups is options, but this is reverse. So they're not. Okay? For those of you who came with that question. Like I'm hearing like they're committed. And being drawn to the turtle. But like slow and steady commitment, like no matter what happens. Just a need to spice it up with like the candles and I need to read this card. Okay. Yeah. Okay, because it's the magic of the 4 leaves of mint. The penetrating perfume of mint is like the thought of our loved one upon us. It fuels ideas and plans of love. But this came out reversed. So it's like, you know, mint is invigorating. It stimulates your senses. Like if you're feeling kind of bored and you smell a big thing of mint, like you're going to be like, whoa, right? Like you're going to be invigorated. There's just a need for that in your love life or your relationship, regardless, like if you are in a relationship, there's a need for invigoration, okay? And I think that will come through the art of the tease. If you're not in a relationship but you're dating, it's time to spice things up. If you're not with anybody at all, it's a time to spice things up with yourself. Yeah. Yep. Not, I just wanted to wait for a second because sometimes messages will like pop in. The Emperor. Interesting. You know, I'm not even getting this as like your partner. I'm getting this as you. And I'm not even getting this necessarily as your guy. Okay, here we go. You're the emperor. You're the king of your castle. You make shit happen, okay? You're a go-getter. You have very strong willpower. And you're very balanced between your feminine and your masculine self, okay? In terms of your feminine energy, you're best and most comfortable in your sexual and creative energy, actually, which is why you really need to like delve in and get comfortable with burlesque or the art of the tease, if that makes you feel more comfortable. But in terms of your masculine energy, it's like you've mastered all of it. Like you've mastered like having control of and understanding and communication with your emotions. You manifest what you want in the world. You are clear in your communication and people listen to you and respect you and like even idolize you, whether you're aware of it or not. And then also, you're very grounded. Like I'm definitely getting like abundance. Definitely like material abundance and safety and security. Like you're just very grounded in yourself. I'm getting a sense of power and control, but in like a very healthy way. And I have a feeling some of you are like, what? This is who you are. Whether you're aware of it or not, like you have a lot more influence and power and control than you're giving yourself credit for. And the more you embrace this about yourself, the fact that you can create whatever you want, that's what I'm getting with that. Like he created that beautiful fountain. The more you'll be comfortable in always being able to spice up your life whenever it gets stale or feels stale. Yeah, okay, I want to read this too, though. Also, the Emperor is Major Arcana. Which is like big momentous changes in your life or aspects of your life or your destiny, like Major Arcana, the major cards of the tarot deck. Okay. Virility, the magic of the stones. You know the stones? And the stones. Oh, for some of you, invest in some crystals that have like specific sexual qualities to them. It would be helpful for you just to have in the room and to work with and stuff. To exercise the power entrusted to you, you must know how to dominate yourself. Yeah, so you're very powerful. And I think maybe for some of you, you're just getting comfortable with that. Your energy holds a lot of power. If you've been self-destructive in the past, or you still kind of wrestle with that a little bit, just try to work on that. Try to be more nurturing and listen to yourself and figure out why you're being that way, because it always stems from some kind of fear or trauma. And if you can walk yourself through it, then you won't be self-destructive. So you have a lot of power. Make sure it's channeled correctly. And yeah, I'm just getting a strong message of like the more you nurture yourself, your own emotions, self-love, the more comfortable you'll be with your power in general, and the more comfortable you'll be in your like spicy, passionate, sexual self. Okay, the Lover's reversed. Another message of your partner, if you have one, is not focused on anyone but you. I think there's some of you who are like really worried about that, and that's not happening. With that being reversed. Oh, there's another message here of you need to pick between the two. Yeah. Really interesting. You have two choices right now. You need to choose, and you're not making the choice. And there's just a really strong need to choose. I don't want to be like, or else, but it's like, kind of. There's two like very different choices that you have for sex or a relationship. And this is for a small group of you. And they're pretty much depicted here. I think one of them is very hurt by this. The other one is like a vixen, could be, selfish and manipulative, but not necessarily. There's one that you just like can't seem to stop yourself with, and there's another that's like becoming really hurt because of this. I actually feel like you have a reading from the full moon. There's a specific reading for you from the full moon. Yeah, but for those of you where that doesn't apply, the Lover's being reversed. Let's just read this one too. This is another major arcana. There's a lot of power in your sexuality. I just want to reiterate that over and over and over and over. You're also probably very creative, like in general. Okay. Seduction. Yeah, this one knows how to seduce you, like hardcore. Where did it go? Sorry. Seduction, the red magic of the plants. Nature is an unerring guide. Plants and animals are examples to be imitated. Magic perfume seduces and sustains us in important sentimental choices. Okay, but reversed. So you love the way this person smells. It's extremely seductive to you. I'm getting a sense that this is the wrong choice, that you have a reading from the full moon, okay? Okay. For those of you where none of that applies, with this being reversed, it's by ignoring the power that you have, or not fully embodying it, not fully being your confident self, you're like going against nature. It's your nature. It's something to be embraced. Okay? I think that would apply to all of you, actually. Okay, so now we've got the 5 senses for your sexuality. What are most important? 3. Okay. Touch. Sight. And smell. Yeah, with the perfume. So, I'm actually getting an interesting message for all of you. Focusing on more natural smells in your life, like incorporate. Okay, this is a really interesting message. Incorporating more natural, like soaps, and more natural, like colognes, like even using like essential oils more. Like this is going to restore you back to your more natural nature, which is very powerful. Like you may be experiencing a little too much chemicals. Now, I'm not saying chemicals are bad, because I think that like there should be a certain balance, and that's just my personal opinion. But it's actually based in a lot of logic. But there's too much chemicalness in your life, okay? In order to restore yourself back to your like powerful sexual nature, you need to focus more on like natural from this card, okay? Essential oils would be like key for you. It could also be very helpful in like healing whatever self-destructive tendencies you have. Because different oils do different things too, just the way crystals do. Now, touch. I feel like you aren't as comfortable reaching out to touch someone, but you love to be touched. Which is why you're so good at the art of the tease. Like whether you're a man or a woman. Yeah. You feel kind of shy, actually. Like you're not shy all the time, but you can be. And you get really turned on by someone touching you. Like maybe you're kind of an introvert and you don't experience a lot of touch. So when someone does touch you, it like really turns you on. But this is just, keep in mind this is like a really big turn on for you. And also an area of expanding yourself. Like if you want to take yourself out of your own comfort zone, since you like it so much, I mean, other people might like it too. So, we're all about like getting deeper and kind of like taking each other out of our own comfort zones. Not me, I'm pretty open. Me taking you out of your comfort zone in a healthy way here. So I think reaching out to touch more, physical touch. And I think even just like out of the realm of sexuality, like hugging people more and touching them when you're talking to them, you'll start to see your power more in like a very constructive way, which will inevitably help you to feel more comfortable, like in terms of like sexual touch. And then sight. It's probably why you like the art of the tease so much. Like, if you're a guy and you like to tease, like you may be a really big tease, a big charmer, but you also really like to see like a girl do the art of the tease. Or like, same sex, like a girl seeing a girl or a guy seeing a guy or, whatever. Because we're being open-minded here, guys. I'm going to tell all the pals that. If we're not being open-minded, I'm not your reader. But yeah. Definitely like seeing someone like dressed up in lingerie really turns you on. Or just seeing someone like naked and like really comfortable in their nakedness, like that's really important to you too. What you see, like the ambiance, like you are definitely a visual learner and a visual, like you get excited by visuals. So play with that a little more. And then smell. We were talking about that, Definitely a need for more like natural smells, it's getting away from as many, like maybe there's some kind of chemical environment that you've been around that's just not good for you. It's just, you feel like your energy is sensitive and it's affecting you too much, which could actually cause you to be self-destructive. It's amazing the way things are interrelated. But yeah, you like to smell good and you like your partner to smell good. So I think you should also, like, it would be good for you to explore the different smells of different areas of the body. If you've been shy about that, that will really turn you on and create more intimacy. And smelling yourself more. And being comfortable with that and turned on by your own smells. Oh no. Right now we've got the LGBTQ+. There may not be one in here for you, but there may be. This is also a general reading. So we're gonna, it's this one. Okay, that's it. Transgenderism. Okay, it's funny because we keep getting the same ones. I'm actually feeling for like half of you're transgender. Oh my gosh, and you know what? There is like a niche that is not being filled with transgender burlesque. And that's why you're being called to own your power. I think a lot of you could like really make this a career. It's super cool. There's definitely a big message of that coming in. Transgenderism. Because this is not dressing up in the opposite sex's clothes. This is like a full-on, like, I was born male, but I am actually female. So, for some of you, okay. For some of you, the other 50% of you, did I say that already? I'm confident about half of you are transgender, okay? And the other half of you should be open-minded to the fact that you could be attracted to someone who is transgender. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yep, that's the whole reading. I think maybe there's also a small group of you where this doesn't apply at all, so just leave it. If it doesn't apply, then leave it. But it definitely feels like a big group of you are transgender, and a big group of you need to open up to the idea that you could be attracted to someone who's transgender. Like, that's a possibility for you. And I think this whole pile, like, it's a really cool idea that I think that there's just, okay, maybe not the whole pile. There's a lot of people in this pile that, like, could be instrumental in, like, transgender burlesque. Yeah. Okay. 4, let's talk about your sexuality. Okay, we got the 6 of Cups reversed. I'm hearing, don't go backwards. It won't serve you. Like, the past is done. It's time for you to have new kinds of relationships. Judgment reversed, yeah. Let me show you. This is someone reflecting on their past, and it came out reversed. So what would be most beneficial for your sexuality is to stop having sex with your exes. I think that's going to apply for a lot of you. You need something new. With Judgment being reversed, Judgment upright is like divinely blessed, divinely guided. Like, yes, the universe supports you. The angels support you. And this is reversed. This is like the angels are like, no, you're regressing if you do this. And if you're obsessing about the past, the angels are like, please stop doing that so you can move forward, okay? Yeah. Okay, Temperance. I'm actually getting a sense of, like, this is you're being called right now to just, like, fill your own cup the way she is. Not only, like, in life, just spending more time by yourself and getting to know yourself and developing yourself, but also masturbating and getting to know yourself on that level, wooing yourself, having foreplay with yourself, making yourself feel, like, emotionally supported while doing yourself. You know, like, that is this is major arcana, Temperance. And this is about healing. And it's also guided by a holy archangel, Michael. So, in the Rider-Waite Tarot. It's like, this is like a really big call for you right now, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yeah. The Judgment is also your sexual healing and exploration is not between two people right now. It is not from your past. It's about you with you. Yeah. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of being single. Yeah, I'm also getting a message of, when you come together with someone and you have sex with them, they do take a piece of you with them. And for some of you, it's like you have had a lot of sexual encounters or you are experiencing it right now, and that's why you feel drained. Because inevitably, it's an energy exchange, and sometimes one party takes more than they're giving. So you just really need to give to yourself right now. Focus on your own single life, being abundant in yourself. 9 of Pentacles is also being, like, abundant, feeling good about just being by yourself and for yourself. Feeling beautiful, feeling sexy, feeling taken care of, like, taking care of yourself, learning how to give yourself the best orgasm ever. Like, that's what you need to be doing right now. Because, yeah, your partners, they're cutting off little pieces of your hair, you know what I mean? Like, taking your energy. Whether, like, they're doing it on purpose or not, like, actually, I'm getting a sense of they're not even realizing it, Some people are selfish and they don't even know. The 9 of Swords reversed. Yeah. I think you need to come out of this anxiety about your past. Anxiety about your exes. Like, whatever you're focused on from your past, if you're still having sex with your exes, like it's keeping you in this anxiety and may even be obsessive in nature. I'm getting from the Nine of Swords being reversed, like you're not getting sleep because you're having too much sex with your exes, or like you're fantasizing about them too much. When you masturbate too much to your exes or to other people. It's draining your energy. Yeah. Actually, I want to read that. I'm being called to mention to you that like the sexual chakra is also the creative chakra. So if you give the energy to yourself, then you become more powerful and creative. If you give the sexual energy to another, then you lose your creative power. You know, ideally you want to find a partner where it's like an equal exchange, and your vibrations rise together, but that's not your journey right now. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords, but this is reversed. Okay, this message, but reversed. We'll talk about it. Rubbing, the magic of the black cat. Taking some distance to restore harmony. Exciting to appease desire. Giving of oneself to let mystery die. Even the world of love is the fruit of paradoxes. You must begin again after each error. But that being reversed, okay, that passage reminds me of your exes, your story with your exes, or the people you're having sex with or have recently had sex with. A lot of errors. Paradoxical in nature, like confusing. A lot of desire that's being appeased but draining you, okay? I'm sorry it's harsh, but it's important for you to hear it. Like, you should be excited to just have a night to yourself, to like do yourself and, you know, like date yourself, fuck yourself. It should be exciting. It shouldn't be like, oh, but I really want somebody else. Like, you know, it feels like I'm saying this out of love and wanting to help you, okay? Like, your sexual relationships are codependent in nature and they're leaving with more energy than they're giving you. So that's why you're being called to be more independent in terms of your sexual energy right now. I'm not saying you can't hang out with people or have friends or even date, but like date without sex. Try that, you know? Even if you could just not date at all, that would be ideal. But yeah, sometimes you have to take baby steps in the right direction, and I totally get that. The King of Wands reversed. I'm getting a sense of like, you know, we were talking about either your exes or people you're having sex with, whoever it is, they're the King of Wands reversed. Like, they're very controlling and possessive and even like passively manipulative. I'm actually getting like shadow aspect of Scorpio. They may have a Scorpio placement, but like be using it in like a dark way, you know, not like the healthiest like light aspect of Scorpio. Just obsessive, controlling, manipulative. Like, you don't need that. This actually feels like it stems from somebody from your childhood, which is why it translated over to your sexual relationships, but you need to heal that within yourself. Temperance, healing. Two of Cups reversed. Yeah. If you can just try not to have any relationships that are like romantic and sexual right now, like it would be ideal for you. Because upright, Two of Cups for you right now, it's like, it's a desolation. It's draining. It's codependent. It's just unhealthy. Okay, which is why it's coming out reversed. A lot of repetitive messages here for you. And don't worry, this isn't going to be totally like, you know, constructively critical. We're going to talk more about like what you can do that's fun for yourself and healing for yourself. Okay. King of Cups. This is the energy that you're being called to embody for yourself, because it feels like whether you're gay or into men or women, you know, whatever, you're used to people who have control over you. Whoever you're having sex with, they are the ones in control. But you're being called to be this for yourself. The King of Cups here. Upright, healthy, making yourself feel safe, making yourself feel nurtured, making yourself feel loved, okay? Healing yourself, facing your own issues, dating yourself, self-love, like having date nights with yourself, spa nights. Start out by massaging yourself and then masturbate. Woo yourself. However, figure out what you like. Respect yourself. Strength. Yeah, this is going to take a lot of like personal willpower on your part. It's going to be very hard for you to pull back from relationships, sexual relationships, because you have like a really strong sex drive. Like, I feel like this is you getting on top of your own sex drive and being like, let's rein it in for a minute. And it's really your choice, obviously. But do you want to continue to get drained by other people who are controlling you? Or do you want to learn how to take care of yourself so that you can have healthier relationships with people? And learn how to have fun just being single. Like, learn how to really enjoy it. So then when you come together with somebody else, you can have that passionate sex that you so deeply crave, but then you can also feel comfortable, like, if you want to be alone or you have to be alone or whatever. You know, any healthy relationship consists of two independent individuals who come together interdependently, not codependently, okay? So you're not like in a mess of toxic energy that's draining. Two of Wands reversed, yeah. I was just channeling the message of like competitiveness, like almost like who's the more dominant of the two, who's got the control, who's got the power. Like, that's what you're used to, but that's not how a healthy relationship is, and there is a possibility for that for you if you take this journey to heal yourself right now. So you can come together in a healthy way that's balanced, intimate. They look into each other's eyes, they respect each other, they share what they have with each other in a balanced way. And I'm actually getting the message with the fire being put down at the bottom, like putting the weapon down. You know? Like, you feel very fiery and you probably know how to stand up for yourself in a certain way. But in the end, they end up taking your energy more. And it's the harsh truth, but you really need to know this. So, on a lighter note, these are the 5 senses, okay? This is about how you can really really have fun with yourself right now. Because that's healing too, like fun, just the energy of fun. I feel like, okay, yeah. Okay. When I was saying self-massage earlier, invest in some oils or some lotions that you just like are so turned on by. Like, take yourself out for a date day of shopping or a date night of shopping. Go to the store with all the lotions or the oils or whatever, or think about what smells really turn you on and buy that online. Get it, massage yourself with it, like put it in your bath and massage yourself in the bath, like, and while you're doing this, incorporating those smells that really turn you on, that are just for you. Like, put on some sexy music, whoever's voice that you get the most turned on by. You know what I mean? Or like, look up, I was talking about with another pile, like they have tantric playlists on YouTube, TANTRIC, where the sounds are specifically designed to like turn you on. Make a playlist, but I'm feeling a link here between smell and sound when you have date nights with yourself. When you get ready for that date night with yourself, you know, like I was telling another pile, let yourself be vocal and let yourself be turned on by the way you sound. I'm also feeling like, for some reason, I'm getting a message of sound bowls. Find sound bowl music that will turn you on. Or get yourself a sound bowl when you have a date night with yourself. So not only get yourself oils and lotions that smell good to massage yourself with, but find a perfume that you love that's just for you. Like, I feel like you're the type of person who's like, you'll wear whatever your partner likes to smell. Like, maybe that doesn't apply for all of you. But get to know what you like to smell like and make yourself smell that way. You know, it's almost like dating, but dating yourself. And music and smells are really the way to open up and heal your emotions and enjoy your sexuality right now. And I'm talking about like, also like dancing and watching yourself dance. That's going to be like really healing and fun for your sexuality. And cook for yourself. Or order food that you love. You know? Take yourself out for a meal and get super dressed up. Make yourself smell good. Keep smelling yourself while you're enjoying your meal by yourself. A lot of people really need to see that like it's possible to like go out and have a meal by yourself and enjoy it. Take yourself out on a date. Like set the example. I feel like there's another message here with sound. Oh, and when trying to discern who you do and don't want in your life, really pay attention to the sound of their voice and how it makes you feel. And also learn how to like be vocal and talk with yourself and make yourself feel nurtured, which will help you get more in touch with like how does like a respectful, healing voice sound like when it's talking to me, if that makes sense. And don't feel like, oh my gosh, really? Like this sounds like the basics. Like a lot of people never learn this or aren't willing to learn this. So, don't be hard on yourself. Okay. Smell and sound linked. It's really important for you for like your sexy nights, okay? For your date nights, for your nights at home. Masturbating, smell and sound. Okay, now is there any LGBTQ message in here for you? This one. And please be open-minded. There's 3. There's homosexuality. There's queer. And there's transgenderism. Okay, small group of you. You need to be open to the fact that you could be transgender. You may have had some inklings before. Or be open to being attracted to someone who's transgender. Okay, this is for a very small group of you. Definitely. Now, okay, so I would say this is for like 10 to 20% of you. Now for like weird, but like 35% of you, I'm not saying that you are lesbian or gay, but I think that you could be, and you should be open to that. Yeah. I mean, this may be something you've never even entertained before, but it could be good for you. And for some people, it's like just dabbling in it, like in a healthy, respectful way, can open your mind or heal you in a certain way, okay? I'm also getting a message of homosexual porn. Could be an area of interest and fun and healing for you, okay? There's also a message in here of there's someone close to you who's homosexual. They either know it or don't know it. They may have told you or not told you. And you need to be open-minded to that, okay? Like it's either about to come or like you're being too closed off to that idea. If you want people to be accepting of you and respect you, then you need to do the same. Yeah, there's this message in here of like, for some of you, you're going to have one homosexual relationship, but it'll help you to, it's not that you're going to end up being homosexual, but it is going to change your life. Okay. And queer. You're being called to take a journey of self-discovery in terms of sexuality. I think you should actually put yourself out there with different kinds of porn to figure out what it is you like, because the realm of queer, it can be you're questioning, or you end up being gender non-binary, or you need to dabble in one area to figure out you're in a different area, but or you just need to realize that like what you like sexually is going to be different than the norm. And you need to respect that about yourself and explore it with yourself and feel safe exploring it with yourself. I feel like there's another message here for you. There's definitely a message of like dabble in porn and figure out from that, like just enjoy it and explore it. and you're going to find some insights from it. I think that's it. I don't know why I feel like there's something else. Let's just see. We're going to pull one more card for you, if there is one. Like a final message. Six of Pentacles. Like, you see the way that she is just like half dressed, and she's like, it's almost like she's massaging herself with the food. I actually think that that's a message of like, try incorporating food into your self-pleasure practice. Or just enjoy food as you're undressing, you know? Try hanging out half naked. Like, I want to read the card too. If I can find it. Sorry, one second. There we go. The magic of the cut apple. There are loves of the past and loves of the future. There's only one love today, and it must not be neglected. Well, I can't think of a more perfect way to end your reading, can you? Wow, beautiful. Thank you. I thank the cards and our guides and our angels and our higher selves, because the way this all comes together is so beautiful and magical, and I hope you all got something out of this. Like I said, think all the piles, these are all general readings, okay? Take what resonates and leave the rest. Try not to be too judgmental. Also, especially with yourself, I'm being called to say that. Don't be so judgmental with yourself, okay? If anything, the world's gonna judge us like fuck. Let's not judge ourselves, okay? Because the less we judge ourselves, the less we're gonna end up judging people. And it's really gonna heal the world, one step at a time. Not even joking. All right. 122. I just noticed that. An hour and 22 minutes. 1 is self, 2 is relationship. So, goodbye. I love you all. I'm gonna shut up now. Bye.